Hi and welcome to the market alert for Thursday, the 21st of October 2021. So the dollar has dumped according to this headline and gold has moved up. Bitcoin has also traded up to a record high. As the subhead says, greed is good and put options are hated by traders because obviously there's no money on the downside. Well, not at this point anyway, but of course we all know how the party ends. And we can see here it says that greed is back. Stocks ripped back to record highs. That's the Dow. Well, that didn't take long, did it? So once again, the greedometer showing that there's no end in buying the dip at the moment. People are hoarding. Supermarkets are the next supply chain crunch as food shortages persist. I never imagined that we'd be here in October 21 talking about supply chain problems, but it's a reality. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the paradox here of the Dow ripping to all-time highs, Bitcoin, and there's no food on the shelves, or there's the potential for no food on the shelves. It's just a bizarre world we're living in now, isn't it? It really is the twilight zone. Today's news, we've got Philly Fed manufacturing and unemployment claims out at 1:30, and then we have another FOMC member, Waller, speaking at 2 p.m. there. Gold-silver ratio, while we're looking at it, headlines, you can see there that it's now back down to the 73 area following yesterday's move to the upside. But let's start off by looking at the Dow making its record high. It was a given, wasn't it, really? We've seen this so many times in the last 13 years since they started QE. So the market now having made its new all-time high. The question is, will it hold? Or are we going to see some sort of move down, come back to 89% and then continue to actually start moving down with what's going on, particularly in the supply chain, earnings, bad news, etc. Going into winter, COVID restrictions coming back, all of that sort of stuff is not positive for the market. I mean, if you want to see manipulation at its best, then you saw it yesterday as the market went back to the all-time high. And here it is, how it did it. Spiked off at the open. There was no major news yesterday, always apart from the UK CPI, which came out as forecast, which is not even worth entertaining. As a friend sent a message yesterday, he said he didn't know how they actually kept their face straight when they actually released these numbers, and it's absolutely spot on. So you can see here that they put in a new all-time high, and then immediately the next 30 minutes the market sold off, consolidated before moving lower. A bit of a rally overnight, but at the moment showing weakness to the downside and struggling to stay above the DP. So wouldn't be at all surprised if we had a down date on the Dow and also the DAX, which is nowhere near its all-time high. As you can see, it's stuck in a sideways range there, so not looking good for Europe. Bit more difficult to manipulate, I suppose, in one way. 78% retracement yesterday. Market tiny range, but sideways nonetheless, and currently trading below the 5-bar moving average. Yesterday closed below the 5-bar as well. So the fibs that are drawn in here remain current, and take a note of those because that's where we could be heading on the downside. We've got the 20-bar moving average sitting at the 50 fib retracement there as well. We'll see what happens when the futures market opens, but yesterday we saw a good move from the start. The futures were down, and that's maybe a case again this morning before the market was ignited with a move to the upside. Really good trade. I think it was 70 something points on the upside there. Let me just clarify this for you. The market moving to the upside strongly, and let me just grab this here, and then we close below the 5-bar up here for the first time. 69 points. I thought it was in that sort of area there. And then we had a short trade here, trading back down to the 200 MA, and then another long back to the BRN there before the market ran out of steam. But that was the trade of the morning. The market then became really quiet. A bit of a dip down before the Dow opened there. You can see that quite a sharp drop down to the S1. You see them buying back in there. Then the market rallies. You get your 78% retracement. The Dow opens and moves to the upside, bringing the DAX with it, but it barely made it back to the actual high that was put in here before starting to drift sideways before the close. And then overnight the markets come back to the DP, below the DP, because this is where we start on the overnight. So the market below the DP, bit of support through here, market moving back, and then as soon as it's broken the DP, which you can see here, then prices have moved lower, taking out the 200 MA and Wednesday's close, and prices at the moment desperate to find some support at yesterday's low, which you can see there's a cluster of volume there already, but that's what it's trying to do at this time. And into the metals before we conclude. So yesterday another strong move to the upside for silver, trading up towards the 89% retracement from this high to this low, not quite making it. Bit of weakness at the moment as the dollar's bouncing, but through the 78 it needs to hold at this level. We need a close above the 89, which again is a psychological level of 24.50. In gold, sideways as well, not a bigger move as silver again yesterday, which is why you saw the decrease in the gold silver ratio down to 73, and a bit of support there at the moment in the dollar. I got some demand, and the day before we saw the market coming off the lows there, and 62% retracement, which needs to be broken, along with the 93.45 there. So let's just have a quick look inside. So yeah, you can see the dollar bouncing a bit there, and inside of silver, a bit of weakness at the moment. And in the 30-minute silver, which is a bit clearer there, again you can see the shakeout and then moving higher. We've got resistance across here, and important that we don't take out the low over here. So let me just drop this one in. I mean, we are due for a bit of a correction and a pullback in this market. It's moved up 8% in the last week, so you would expect that. So yeah, 24.27.5 really is the area of support. This is where the last buying came in to this market. Okay, that's it for this one. If there is anything else to report today, I'll let you know. But as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.